welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bill Tucci.
Behold his mighty hand.
Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang.
Just want to manage expectations.
Weird.
This is the worst.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel.
Time again for fun and excitement with your favorite artist. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let us leave the confusion and all disillusion behind us. Just like birds of a feather, a rainbow together we'll fly.
What's up, everybody? I am Teen Sensation Billy Tucci, and welcome to Thursday Night Live with Teen Sensation Billy Tucci. And I brought some very special guests along. So come on, Tex, sing that song. J.C. Vaughn, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome on this rainy day. And we've got a couple of special guests here. We've got the man behind this book, the author himself, the one, the only award-winning superstar karate instructor, fencing enthusiast, I think he's an accomplished sailor. I heard he's a good horseman. And And I heard he's not afraid to do a little break dance once in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, from Richmond, Virginia, the one, the only, Mr. Gary Cohn. What's up?
Hey.
Gary, you look very good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, this is like deja vu all over again.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I got a funny story about that. But before we do that, we're going to bring in, of course, one of our very dear friends, producer of many Shi and Crusade comic, Mr. Brian Blevins. What's up, Dr. B?
How's it going? How's it going, everybody? What's up, Tex? What's up, Gary? Good to be on with Gary Cohn again.
We just had a massive storm come through here. It's hitting Billy's end of the island now.
Yeah, it's hitting us right now. So
my wife and nephew and brother-in-law were driving through it, headed to University of Pittsburgh, and my editor Amanda, who lives in York, Pennsylvania, took down a tree in her driveway. Thank goodness there, not the house. So it was a heck of a storm.
A heck of a storm indeed. A heck of a storm. So am I pixelated, old bean? Because this storm is hitting us right now.
Not more so than real life.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. And Gary, I'm very curious. I mean, I know Dr. Blevins is having some problems with his camera, but you look very small, Gary. Do you have a camera on the roof?
My camera is quite distant. It's on my monitor.
Right.
And my monitor is on the back of my desk. And so I'm quite distant. But I could kind of
Dr. Tongue's 3,000 feet.
Yeah, Doctor. But this way you get to see the magnificent Shi poster.
Yes, is this the dojo?
And you get to see me fidgeting with tonight. It's a small sword trainer.
Yes, I think that's the one you gave.
As far as riding goes, I haven't been on a horse since I was 9.
Oh, well, I've seen those cowboy pictures of you.
Motorcycles he's been on.
Motorcycles.
Iron horses you've been riding. Where'd Dr. Blevins go? Did we lose him?
Yes.
What is going on with him? Well, one thing we're not losing this race for Shi Senryaku. I'll tell you that, because it is
impressive. The
bee's knees, and it couldn't come at a better time. Thank you, everyone who supported us. We are now, we're closing in on $20,000, and to unlock our very first stretch goal, we'll go to the updates. The update will show it all. Let's go to updates. There we go. We got some updates. Come on, where are my updates? There we go. Early bird specials. Let's read this update right here. Our very first stretch goal will be, Mr. Cohn, the Jim Lee original art trading card. As you can see here, they're all done. They're beautifully designed and executed by Mindy Lopkin, printed by DA Printworks out here on Long Island, and they're all ready to go.
DA Printworks has printed my Al Capone vampire cards, and they do a great job.
They do a terrific job. They do a lot of our special editions as well. Our San Diego Comic-Con books, et cetera, all. And, we did a little spotlight on Jim Lee.
And they actually printed Jim Lee.
Yeah, it's Jim Lee. Now, but Jim is awesome. He's been a great friend to Crusade Comics. If you remember Jim from back in the day, Gary.
I do.
Jim was the very first person we asked to join to be an artist on Senryaku. He said yes, and he even
was he really the first? I don't think I knew that.
Yep, he was the very first, at least the first one we wrote down the name. And he's a pal, and he's currently the publisher of DC Comics. So we put a little bio here about Mr. Lee, one of the most influential and dare I say extraordinary comic book artists and creators living.
Do you dare say that?
I do dare to say that. Juggling both the business aspects of it and the creative, and we're just so over the moon that Jim.
If he had anything to do with the Amethyst and Blue Devil omnibuses, well, then he's okay by me.
Then we're all fans. Yes.
Me too.
And Gary, as you know, this is a sample of one of our of the pages, how they came out. If you guys would like, we also have our facsimile edition. That'll be our update tomorrow. which I'm very excited about, the lenticular facsimile edition. Don't worry, old bean, I'm not leaving, J.C. Vaughn.
Not yet.
Not yet. And Debbie made some really cool other perks, but look at this, how
Why don't you go big? So why don't you go big so people can actually see that, Billy?
I'm going to go big.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, that's it. And I'd like to go. I am home, actually, and I want to go to bed. I got up at 5, but here you go. So here's the lenticular edition. Again, it's tough to really see it on camera.
But basically what it does, to clarify, is it fades from the black and white to the color finished product.
Black and white to color. This one might work a little better. See,
it works a little better. It's still not crisp, and you get a moire pattern when you're doing that.
Right. So what we did, this was the first go around.
But it's glorious.
Yep. And then these are double the lines, but so we'll get it. So these are available. We're reprinting a very limited, I think 99 of Gary's
the original,
and mine,
the original trade paperback.
The original trade paperback in the original format.
And that's comic sized and 96 pages. Is that right?
96 pages, old bean. 96 pages, Gary Cohn. My goodness gracious. An instant classic. That's all I can say.
Well, I gotta say that as your first lenticular cover, I think you picked a freaking great one. And when people see this, man, I can tell you, my big thing has always been the glow in the dark covers.
Glow in the dark covers are badass.
I mean, that's one where Capone #1 is like.
Well, that is a home run. You totally hit a home run with that.
My favorite glow in the dark cover. I like it better than Ghost Rider 15.
Yeah. But, Gary, did you see that version? Jeff's version of it?
Did not.
Oh man,
it's a riff on the classic Punch Comics cover with the skull and the people shooting around it. Mm-hmm. It's a Capone vampire-esque riff on that, and it just freaking rocks. Well, anyhow, what I want to say is, having seen the mock-up of the lenticular cover, this is that level cool, man. I mean, it is something that people are going to be really proud to have in their collections. I
agree. I heartily agree. So here's the campaign.
And I can say that as a fan of Shi since #1.
Yes.
I can say this is one that I'm really excited about.
As opposed to the very skeptical Gary Cohn when we first met him. Peter and I at the Comic Den in Kew Gardens, New York.
Yeah. I was.
Yep. Just a wee bit skeptical, and then you really liked it. You gave me you gave me the issue of Shi #1, which I know I still have, and every single page had red marks, editor marks all over it, circled words and things. I gave him a copy of the comic, and he edited it and gave it back to me.
Because most of what I'd seen, most of what people were doing at the time was so amateurish that I wouldn't have bothered for a minute. But I saw that issue. I said, this is good. This has lots of potential. Mm-hmm. And so I spent some time with it.
No, well, we appreciate it.
Here we are 30 years later, and I'm still spending some time with it.
Yes, we're still spending time together. Though I remember when you turned 50, I think, Gary.
You're never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm not. Well, I totally agree with the point. I like it. But you said you couldn't. I wasn't invited because you only invited people who knew you when you were.
People who've known me at least 25 years.
All right, at least 25 years. So now when you have a birthday party, I've known you for 25 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
and I should have made an exception for you, Dan.
No, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. I was busy that day anyway. I had to watch my cat.
You were cleaning the toilet or something.
Yeah, I was cleaning the turlet. So, but we got some really cool perks here, guys. Really fantastic ones. Of course, the lenticular cover. Here's a cool little animation of it.
And the thing I like about that, even though that's not the final product, the thing I like about that is it gives people an accurate look at the depth of the change in the lenticular motion.
I agree.
It really, you know, I don't know how much more I can say, how many more times I can say, this is really cool, but it is.
Yeah, well, you don't have to say it anymore.
It is really
You've said enough, I think.
I don't think I have.
I think you have.
I don't think I'll feel that way till they're all gone.
Well, look at this. We got the prototype in. If you look here at this book right here, now these are very expensive. We don't make any money off of these, but they're brag books. So this is our bamboo edition, Gary, and it is the Senryaku comic, and I have one here with a literal bamboo cover.
Wait a second. Is it the comic or is it the hardcover?
I'm sorry, it's the omnibus. It's the oversized omnibus. It's right here. So here's a mock-up of it. Look how beautiful that is. Gary, we'll get you one of these.
Okay.
But it's a wooden cover. And you could be like, Billy, can't be. But we've done
wear
it.
wooden shoes when you read this book.
That's right. That's right. Or like Japanese sandals, or you could sleep on a Japanese pillow made of wood. So there you go. So this is there's only 30 of these made. I think it's number 8. So there's number 8 of the what you call it, the bamboo editions.
Marcus asks if you can get a splinter from a bamboo cover, and I have to say that we have not seen that yet. But you know, if anybody can do it, Billy can.
I could do that.
Splinter that way? Let's see if bamboo splinters that way.
I don't know. Can bamboo splinter that way? Then we have something super special, Jeff and Gary. Again, another thing that's really expensive, but there's only 30 of these made. It's the Senryaku Pearl Metal Edition. Pearl for 30 years. It's right here. There's only 5 of them were claimed. Well, 5 of them were claimed. There's 25 left. Limited, signed, and numbered to 30 editions. And guess what, Gary? I have one here too.
Okay.
I know I'm blowing you away here, Gary.
There you are.
But look, here's our San Diego Comic-Con. We made a San Diego Comic-Con one. This is not going to. This is mine.
Senryaku variants all over the living room.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And I say that we're not in the inventory business, but that's all I seem to have is inventory. But here you go. So here's the pearl metal cover, which is just gorgeous. Hello.
Yeah.
Let's get this. I'm trying to get the light on it. It's got this striking pearl. I don't know, what would you call that? It's like a stardust or something, if you will. But again, oversized, 240 pages. The Senryaku Pearl Metal Edition. Frighten myself sometimes. So there we go.
You frighten other people too, so that works.
I know I do. So here's the book. So guys, if you've already pledged, we understand. If you haven't, please do. We've just gotten over 48 hours. So we're probably on about 53 hours or so in. And we are nearing our $20,000 stretch goal. So if you guys could find it in your hearts to pledge, if not, no big deal. Just share it for us. And we'd appreciate it. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you, buddy. No, you can't get the splinter. Luke, hey, Luke, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. I'm not hollering. Can't hear you. I can read you. And, of course, Joe Bernardo. Mahalo, Joe. Joe, unfortunately, if we told you we were supposed to go to Vegas in November, we are not going to be allowed. We are unable to go to Vegas this year.
Allowed in Vegas.
What?
You're not allowed from Vegas. Yeah,
we're banned from Vegas. Yeah, no, we're supposed to go.
It all goes back to that Vegas con we went to in 1998 or so.
Is that when we rented the motorcycles?
That is when we rented the motorcycles.
That was cool, wasn't it? We rented 2 Harleys.
Was that the whole tandoori chicken incident? I'm sorry, tandoori chicken incident.
Thank you. And we went to. Did we get to Red Rocks, or we were heading out to Red Rocks? I don't know if we haven't made it.
We ended up someplace where we had a spectacular breakfast.
We did. Riding Harleys in the desert. Look at that time, Gary. Here we are. You know what I mean? What was one a Springer and one was a Fat Boy? Maybe
I had a Fat Boy.
Yeah, and I think I had the Springer because I always wanted a Springer. Hey, look at this. Here we go. All right, Marcus, my wife got a new job. I may be able to back soon. Don't worry about it if you can't. We're just happy about your wife, that she was laid off from her company. And
You're not happy about that.
Nope, and she's got a new job, so that's great.
That's what we're happy about.
That was the slowest and worst con ever, the Great America Con. I don't think so, Joe. Joe, that was the con we did, I think, with Darwin Cook back in 2014, 2015.
The Vegas Con was in this great big venue, and there was a big curtain dividing it from the con next to it, which was a porn awards convention.
Really?
And we slipped through the curtain a couple of times.
Of course we did.
We went to a convention. We went to a convention in Vegas that, you know, everybody comes in with conventions. You guys have seen it a bunch of times, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be the next big thing." And this one was called the Extrusion, and we started.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. We started making fun of it before we went there, and there were some like really good guests, and you could have bowled in the aisles.
Yeah, that's how it was. If Joe was referring to the, I think it was the Great American Con. It was 2015. It was December, and the guest list they had Bernie Wrightson, right? Darwin Cook, Mike Zeck, Howard Chaykin, Graham Nolan. The list was phenomenal about that, you know, and there was nobody there.
You know, the funny thing was we had a copy of Action One with us, and I was carrying it in a briefcase, and they were interviewing my old boss John Snyder and about it, and Billy Kevin had told me how to stand like I had a gun underneath my jacket.
Right.
And it worked because one of the camera guys at the TV station we were getting interviewed at comes over to me. He goes, "Do you have a gun underneath that jacket?" And I turned and I just looked at him.
Nice.
And he goes, "You know, it's illegal to bring a firearm into a federally licensed facility." And I looked at him and I said, "Huh."
Very good.
And of course I didn't have one, you know. So, but that was the best thing that came out of that whole freaking convention, man. Just watching the people with cigarettes and asthma inhalers walking around with their oxygen was just like the other special event part of there.
Yeah, that's like you're like Carlo and Michael Corleone in The Godfather when they're standing out at the hospital when the guards were left, where the police guards were gone, and they just stood there with their hand. Put your hand in your pocket. So how does one hold their hand as if they're like you're like? Is it here or is it in your?
No. It was. He told me how to move my shoulders and adjust my jacket like I had a shoulder holster. And you know, I don't know that I could recreate it now, and of course I can't ask him. But
that's really cool.
But it was so effective. He was so happy when I told him about it.
That is awesome, buddy. That is awesome. Huh. So anyway, yeah, the con I did.
Look at the one Marcus is talking about there, man.
Oh my God! Look at this one, Gary.
What's this?
I did a con in White Plains, New York in 2000, the old time con. Bryson Buscema, Kuber, Julie Schwartz, Marty Nodell, and there was nobody there. That's definitely them just not getting the word out. You know?
Yeah.
Because
White Plains should be a great venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, especially that all these.
And in 2000, oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? That's just crazy. That is just crazy.
And look at that. I mean, look at that. All except Marcus, they're gone.
Except for Marcus. Marcus is the last man standing. Okay, but that's Graham, Andy, and I think Aaron. I think it was in 2015. It was December of 2015 because that was Darwin was there, and Darwin passed away in May of 2016. But yeah, Bob Layton was there. Neil Adams was there, and Bart Sears too. Oh my God. Like there was more of us in our booths than in the aisles. And there's a funny story that Darwin Cook and Frank Thierry had a panel, Gary, and they're in there, and there's one person in the panel, right? Two guys on stage, a moderator.
Yeah.
So a woman comes in the back, and Frank goes, "Oh, look, thank God we got somebody else to come on in. We got next victim and another person to come to watch the panel." And she sits down, and she's got a stroller, and she takes her baby out, and she starts feeding her baby.
It was a quiet place. No one was around to watch.
Yeah, and there are these cavernous rooms. You know what I mean? Like crazy. Like when
I've had panels like that. You know, you've had, like really well attended panels. I've had really well attended panels, but I've also had them where I just got off the stage, went down and circled the chairs in the audience and just had a conversation,
Yeah. I had a panel in London, and it was opposite of Frank. And now this was a great convention. And the guest list they had was Frank Whiteley and Scott Snyder, John Romita, Frank Miller, Adi Granov. I mean, it was insane, the panel. And they gave me a panel, and it was like a Comic-Con, right? It was like, Gary, it wasn't like San Diego that was massive. It was like a nice, small, a very, very well attended Comic-Con. Claremont was there. And my panel was opposite Frank Miller's.
Yeah.
And it was like me and the moderator in the room. I may be exaggerating, but that's it.
Dan and Paris and I were at a Pensacon about maybe 10 years ago. And we were doing a Blue Devil retrospective. But in the room next door, there was a Star Wars thing that was commemorating some Star Wars anniversary.
Right.
And they had like 300 people. We had about 4.
Yeah. Well, I'm not laughing at that. You know that.
Oh, we've all been there, brother.
Yep.
Yes, I'm weeping, actually. I'm weeping for you. But that's how it is. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you hit a home run. Sometimes you hit a single, right? Sometimes you strike out.
Sometimes you hit 8.
Yep. So, Gary, what's going on with you? The weekend is upon us almost.
What's going on?
What you got going on down there in Richmond, VA?
I'm giving fencing lessons. I've got the Churchill Dueling Society. See, there we go. And I have a dozen adult students ranging from mid-20s to early 40s. And they come to me in pairs, and we give hour-long lessons. And we're starting to grow this thing into something that I hope will become a significant fencing club.
Excellent.
So that's the main thing in my life right now. Is suddenly I'm at almost 75. I'm back in my fencer role.
I've now known you, I think, longer alive than before I did. Well, let's see. Let's do this. Let's do it. I'm 18. I think you were 41 or 42 when we met.
42 in 1994.
Yeah, so I am. I'm 18. I'm 28 years. Right. I'm 18 years older than you were when we met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy crap!
Are you 60 now?
Yeah, I turned 60.
Turned 60.
Yep, just turned 60.
This was a significant birthday.
Billy,
I should have sent you 60 toy soldiers or something.
Well, no, you don't have. I'm at that. I think I'm at that age right now, Gary, that I want to get rid of stuff.
I understand.
Right? I mean, I've got these awesome toys, these statues, dinosaur statues. I've got, I don't know how many books I have, 2,000-3,000, hardcover books. I just got to start giving it all away.
So, do you know the rule? Have I ever told you about the rule of threes? There are a number of rule of threes, but this one you might not have heard. There are any number of primitive societies whose entire counting system has been 1, 2, 3, many. Because there are so many things where if you go over 3, you end up with many.
Yes.
Piercings, tattoos, guns, motorcycles, ex-wives. You know, 1, 2, 3, many fencing equipment. I have over 50 fencing foils and epées and sabers.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, many. So,
can you sell those?
You know, it's actually being useful now, because when students come in who don't have equipment, I get them. I've got right-handed and left-handed. I've got foils, epées, sabers, small swords. So whatever we're fencing, I've got something for them. And eventually they do buy their own equipment.
That makes perfect sense. How is the fencing on the lower back and the knees?
It's really good on knees, because you're not doing any lateral torquing motion for your knee. Your knee just goes forward and back the way it's supposed to,
as it should, right?
So it's not like tennis or basketball or anything where you're going sideways and putting lateral torque on the knee.
Yeah.
As far as back, you know, it's not really bad for the back. It's great for building your thighs and lower body. I don't know. Like I said, I'm approaching 75 and I'm still doing it pretty well.
That's fantastic.
This conversation, Billy, has made me realize that after I met you at San Diego in 1994 and had you sign my Shi poster.
Now, so did you buy a Shi poster from us there at $5 a pop? All right.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Yes, I did. And
I got one right back there. I got the number one right there. The first one I pulled, or the first good one. I
still had it. I just realized that by a few months, that means I've known you half my life.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And I've known you.
Wow. Yeah. I've known you, Gary, more than half my life.
Yeah. Can't get rid of me.
That's crazy. Gary, you live in Richmond, Virginia. I worked there for 6 months back in the day. Have you gone to the Tobacco Company restaurant?
No, I have not.
Is it still around?
I believe it still is. Richmond is a wonderful restaurant town. As you know, you've gone to some of the restaurants with me.
Yeah, we went to the Speakeasy.
Yeah, that was fun. That was great.
And then and then you took us to this great breakfast. It wasn't a diner, or it was a high-end diner or something.
It was
right?
The River Diner, which is no longer there, but it was really good. But you know, restaurants come and go, but Richmond, you know, I think I've told you my joke about Richmond, because I lived in New York City for so long, and people ask me, well, how was that transitioning from New York to Richmond? And my quip is, Richmond has everything New York City has and a lot less of it.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. All right, well, JC Vaughn, we're past the halfway point of the show. You have something here that you want to share.
I do.
But I don't see. I'll add it to the stage. Let me remove mine first.
See if it works.
Whoa! All right.
There's been a serial killer operating in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for the last 143 years. Detective David Hastings has just discovered this. Can he convince anyone else, even his partner, about it before it's too late? Dead Inspector, from writer J.C. Vaughn and artist Giancarlo Caracuzzo.
Cool. Great stuff.
Outstanding, Old Bean. Tell us. So, where are we at with what is the update for Dead Inspector?
The update is that this is the non-crowdfunded version of it. This is the direct market version coming out from American Mythology. It is the first half of the crowdfunded story. The second issue will follow. It will be on sale in September. We are just about to hit final order cutoff, so retailers can still order it. And I'm pretty excited about it because, as you know, it is my second longest gestating property.
Yeah.
As you know, the Champions were my
the Champions, 1978 or so. You came up
1977 for the Champions.
77,
and I drew them. That tells you how long ago it was. Laying on my brand new shag carpet, as it were, in my room in my parents' house in Mount Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And they appeared in She Gatecrasher in the 90s segment.
They sure did. As a debut.
You were the first person to draw them competently.
Yes, yes. Oh no, don't sell yourself short, old man, please.
Well, I did a great job on Invisitang.
Invisitang.
Yeah, but Blimp Chimp, and Growrilla, you definitely got.
Yeah. Do you see anything of Invisitang? Anything at all?
No.
Nothing at all.
No, that's why I did a great job drawing it. The one we didn't include, because I couldn't figure out how to do it in our story, was Galactic Gibbon. But
give it some time, Old Bean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've actually been thinking about this ever since we did that. And then the other characters like Sergeant Slicer is particularly I want to do something with. But the thing about Dead Inspector is I left a party early in college with my friend Eddie and made the first notes on it. Tried to write it a number of times over the years, and Giancarlo and I had worked together when Mark Haynes and I were writing Stargate Universe. And he had gone through, unlike Stargate Atlantis, there were all sorts of approvals from the actors, and including actors that just aren't that famous. And
the Noive.
And they really put him through the paces, and they just got so crazy he quit after the first issue. And I was real disappointed because he's got, listen, I don't want to burden him with this, but he's got a real Mignola vibe. And I was thrilled to have that. So I never forgot about him, but I didn't know how to get in touch with him. And then I saw that he was working with American Mythology on Night of the Living Dead. And I was like,
now, is that in the public domain? Because the film's in the public domain.
No, there's a group that has deals with a bunch of the actors, and they do a licensed version. You could, in my opinion, not a lawyer, my opinion is that you could go do that. But, whether you could use photo covers or something else like that's a different story. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Because people do have likeness rights in many states. But at any rate, Simone Gigliamini did a great series that I just adored called Near Death at Image. And it was about a hitman who is pulled back from the brink of death when he's been wounded. But while dead, he saw the people that he had killed.
So he was all dead.
Yeah. And he
mostly dead.
He wasn't mostly dead. He was
and he decides he has to balance the scales. And I just loved the series. And he I started emailing with him, and he did a cover for me for Capone. And he sent the cover that became Dead Inspector, because he was so into it, he did too.
Yeah.
And I so love his atmospheric noir stuff. The minute I saw it, I go, all of a sudden everything fell into place on Dead Inspector. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get Giancarlo. Blah 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 blah. And I think I made the deal with each of them and everything in place. Giancarlo's daughter Flavia colored it. Mindy lettered it.
Yes, Mindy's great.
I think we were done in 2 months. Wow. Or maybe just 2.5. And that's a 48 pager in the crowdfunding.
Yeah, don't say anything to Deb about that, please. Don't ever, please.
It's my goal for you guys.
Yes,
So-
that is your goal, and that is a great goal to have. And I think I know we're going to hit it.
And you are going to hit it. And,
Yes.
And so at any rate, I finally did it. And I want to do more stories with that. So, but that's sort of, I need to grow the crowdfunded audience on that if I'm going to pull that off. Let's just say we didn't do great gate crasher numbers.
Yeah.
But,
well, the thing is that the same thing with I love that you have like this new Zoop that's been around for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We had been talking to Jordan and Eric for about 6 months. We were supposed to have done this like 6 months ago, 5.
Yeah.
It just I just had to finish Rand before I could start something else. And but then you have Shane Davis is doing Back Me Bro with Yanzi, his wife.
Yeah.
Shannon Yanzi created this new platform which will be debuting on the 9th of September. 1 day shy of my anniversary, Gary. You were at my wedding.
I was.
And I'm sorry, Jeff, that we didn't invite you.
Me
at your
too.
wedding. But we weren't close then, though, were we?
Wrong.
Were we?
Yes. That's okay. I didn't get to the Intrepid either.
I only met you a handful of times by then. But
no,
we invited everybody.
No, that was the fault of other people at Overstreet.
Yeah, because we sent it to Overstreet
I know you
invite everyone.
I know you did.
Yeah, there was like 500 people invited to that thing.
And some of the people were the people who made fun of me for being close.
I've told that story on occasion about the party for a wonderful product that just didn't quite measure up.
Yeah, it had the potential was there.
I know.
Yeah, and I just think it's just so much going on. And we were talking about someone had posted about what comic company had a lot of potential and failed. And I remember one such there was a list of them. One of them was the CrossGen company that had phenomenal talent, great titles attached, and the guy Mark Alessi, I think it was in end of 97 or early 98, invited Debbie and I out to dinner, to lunch. It wasn't dinner. And let me say a little Bill Alter. Good to see you, Bill. Yes, of course. Good to see you, my friend. Just got in, bro. Great hanging out with you today. Thank you, my friend. And Apex Comics, good to see you too. And that's him again. Sorry. JC Vaughn Coleman. What's up, Vaughn? Good to see you, kid. So anyway, and so Mark basically wanted to pick our brains because this is like 97. Yeah. So we're killing it. You know what I mean? We are, or early 98. We're just rocking and rolling. And he proceeded to, just bash me about how my business plan was set to fail. And that, what he's going to do. And I basically told him, like, slow down, start with one title and get that established. Get a bunch of all these talent you're talking to. Get Michael Turner. Get, Jim Lee. Reach out to him. I don't know if they were available. Get Alex Ross. Get variant covers by these big name artists, and use that to launch and have a big bunch of, which we never did, a bunch of variant covers and things like that, and hit with one title and have that title come out every month on time. If you're that far ahead of the game, heck, do it even bi-weekly, have it come out. And then a year or so in, then introduce a new character into that storyline and then have that character branch off into its own character. And he wanted nothing of it.
He wanted to hit the ground running with a whole full line, right?
Yeah. And
Malibu, Kamiko.
The thing about this is that part of it he pulled off.
Yeah.
They had up until things started going off the rails, which is years into it, they had a spotless record for on time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Ruse, which was Mark Waid and Butch Geis.
Yeah, Butch Geis.
Wow. And it was just very Sherlockian. And it was great. And
which is Line Decker inspired covers. Oh my God.
And Sojourn, which was Ron Mars and Greg Land.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was a magnificent series. And I'm not, and Aaron did stuff, and and I'm not trashing any of the other stuff, and some of the Chuck Dixon stuff.
Yeah, the way the Rat was great that Chuck had done,
and El Cazador, him and Chuck and Steve Epting, just phenomenal. But they tried to get too big too fast. Wade obviously has been quite vocal about feeling like it was a toxic environment. Other people disagree. So there's always personality conflicts. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
His thing about having everybody work in the office, there's something to that. It's not for everybody. The thing I would say is he was ideologically committed to not having superhero stuff. And if they had had a superhero title in that was selling better, it would have made some people look at some of these other titles.
100%.
That's my 2 cents about it. The quality of the product was very hard to fault.
Yep. It's just but the numbers weren't there in the the audience wasn't there.
They were there originally, but it didn't sustain.
Yeah, which is a shame.
And at the point where the audience is going like this, the expansion is going like this, which makes no sense.
Yes,
it's like dogmatically sticking to a plan despite the data.
Yeah, it's like an upside down volcano.
Only different.
Well, I think I'd love to do a show. Start expanding our shows. The topics and all. I'd love to do like how to fail or something, and or CrossGen Comics. What happened? Kamiko. What happened to these great companies?
If only we knew somebody who wrote a book
on Lost Universes. Yes, that's right. Well, I think that's a great idea. Maybe we can even invite some of the people that worked on, that work. Like we get Bo in. Aaron Lepreski.
Seriously, Aaron, Chuck Dixon, and gosh, I miss Butch Guice. He's so knowledgeable.
Yeah, and then we could talk about when companies that succeed had failed at some titles.
And and the great thing about Lost Universes is sometimes they come back, like Milestone.
Maybe they can come back as New Devil as opposed to Blue Devil.
Thank you.
I have copy. I didn't collect a lot of comics, but I sure bought a lot of those Blue Devil, those older issues before I met you. And I'm like, I know Blue Devil. I love Blue Devil.
Brandon Bill later is Alter Bill. I'm sorry, say
yes, Mystic was great. That book looked
Brandon
terrific.
Peterson's work on that was just outstanding.
Yeah,
and
then Apex Comics has have you seen the trailer for Ghost Soldier with Jim Caviezel? I saw it today, and I can't wait to go see it. It's coming out. The film is coming out in November, and it's about a town. It looks like a Midwestern town, not maybe a northeastern or northwestern town that these billionaire developers want to turn it into condos, or the name of the company is Brownstones. I guess they just want to do all, and there's a few holdouts in this town they don't want to sell, and these New York upstart yuppies, corporate raiders he sends like an army of guys saying, do whatever you can to make. They don't want to sell, make them sell, and he's there to defend. It's really cool, and he's like a former Green Beret prepper type guy. It looks like, and it looks really, really fun. Action packed, Gary Cohn. Action packed. But Gary, I'd love to talk about like I said, companies like us, like the Atomic Angels. What a lot of potential, but maybe we had a few missteps there. Again, Apex Comics, Blue Devil was cool. It just seemed that DC just kind of, I don't want to do that. We don't want to do that booking.
Well, Gary, let me ask you a question about that. We've all seen characters from various companies that obviously other people just didn't get how to do. Is that fair to say about Blue Devil, other than what you and Dan did?
You know, I don't know if I should tell this story, but
are you afraid you're not going to get work from DC if you do?
I'm thinking of the guy's name, Jeff something or other. He's the guy who wrote Stargirl.
Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns. So Jeff Johns and I discover on Facebook that we share a birthday, that we both went to Michigan State, and this is a couple of years ago. And he calls me. Well, he says, let's talk. Okay. I've never met him. I knew who he was, but I never met him.
Yeah, he's quite popular.
So, this is about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. So he calls me. And I'm sitting out there. It's a beautiful day, sitting out on the porch. And we're having this great conversation. And Blue Devil comes up. And I go off on a little bit of a rant about how somebody took the demon Neberos and they turned him into this demon who bargains for souls. And that's not Neberos. Neberos is really, really stupid. Neberos is stupid as only the truly powerful can be. And he wants to either eat you or cavort with you because he thinks you're another demon. That's it. That's all Neberos is. And somebody who totally misunderstood everything, just totally misunderstood the character. And we go on, and the phone call ends quickly. And I call Dan Michigan and I tell him about this. And he says, Gary, don't you know who wrote that?
No.
I said, no. Jeff Johns.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's why I've never heard from him again.
Yeah, he's calling. He wants to talk. I never got a call from Jeff Johns, and he wants to talk about what can we do with Blue Devil? You want to write it? Because he was so powerful at DC, and you told me.
I don't know what he wanted, but we were just having a nice conversation.
Well, he ruined your boy.
You had no understanding of this character, and you just blew it. But I didn't know that he was the one who wrote that.
Love it.
Somebody
Love
it. So the only person who ever understood Blue Devil was Bill Willingham. And in Shadow Pact, he got the character, but they'd done so much nonsense with the character at that point that he just wasn't the same character. He never should have turned grim and dark, and they should never.
Yeah, he was fun.
That's his whole cast. They never should have sent him to hell. They shouldn't have done any of that. He was a romp, and that was what made that character. It was a romp. So,
if you have as a fan, not necessarily something you worked on, though it could be something you worked on. Do you have another example of a character that very few people get, but the best stories are really good with that character?
I don't know.
I'll give
Spectre.
Let's say Superman.
Okay.
There are a few people who really get Superman. Elliot Maggin really gets Superman, and they get that Superman is, and the new movie got Superman. That he's he's the Boy Scout. But he's not a dupe. He's not a sucker. He's just everything we could be, and that's what Superman is. And if you don't play Superman like that, you're not playing Superman. You're playing some other character.
Yeah, when I was a kid, so really right before Elliot came in on Superman, because I was a Marvel kid, Superman was boring as crap.
It was. It was even drawn by a guy named Wayne Boring.
And it was because that Superman would fly in with a criminal, whether it was a burglar or Lex Luthor, and the beat cop would be like, "Hey, thanks, Superman." Not like, "Holy crap, it's Superman."
Yeah.
And the guy who taught me this is sort of my example of this, which is Shooter on Magnus. don't think anybody else has written Magnus decently.
Hmm.
And I look at that, and it's still pretty true. The audience has to look up to Superman. The audience has to look up to Captain America. Wade and Garney, and therefore their first issue of Captain America was Cap 444. Cap is either in 1 or 2 flashback panels, and the rest of the book is about what people think of him, which is exactly right. And Magnus is, you're in the year 4000, you're out to dinner in a perfect restaurant with your perfect clothes, with your perfect girlfriend. A robot waiter tries to kill you. A guy in a mini dress jumps through the ceiling, breaks the robot in half with his hand, and you go, "Hey, thanks, Magnus." You know, and so it's got to be awe-inspiring. And Superman, Captain America, and Magnus, of all things, are all about what the other people think of them.
There's this meme about you should live the way the 2 Rogers live. Steve Rogers and Mr. Rogers. If you use those 2 as your example of how to be in all circumstances, you're not going to go far wrong.
I could live like that.
I like that. I like that.
Not gonna do. Beautiful day in the neighborhood to punch Kami.
Do you remember that Pittsburgh con?
Which one? I've been to like 10 of them.
You and Malbro and Solas.
Oh yeah, with Deb. You were there, Gary.
President Bush, and Debbie's like, make them.
Oh, you weren't there?
Yes, I was.
You drove Debbie crazy.
Was there? It was the one where he did the challenge, where he did the
24-hour
make a comic challenge.
I think so.
And yeah, I still have some of those.
Those were the days. Well, I think we should definitely look into doing a show like that, a stream, get some of the people that work for these companies, present company included. And that could be a lot of fun. And Jeff can give his expertise on the lost universes.
There's several, you know.
There are. Oh, would you stop it? Look at this. Oh, please stop it, Bill. Bill you later. Is it Bill you later? Is that how you say it? Bill Alter. Anyway, guys, Debbie's not because she's cooking dinner. We haven't eaten all day. So I am
that story, will you?
I am hungry and I'm trying to keep my shows
all right,
short.
Let's go back to the campaign real quick.
Yep, let's go to the campaign. Senryaku 30th Anniversary Omnibus Edition with our very first lenticular cover. Look how nice that looks. Ooh la la. Hey, there you are.
And I'll say one more time this evening, and I will say it again later. It's freaking going to be glorious.
Yeah, it really is. I can't wait. We'll be scanning in pages because the files are all gone, sadly. All next week. Also, I'll be working on my Band on the Run homage cover. It's that cover. It's promo art, which is actually homaging the amazing spectacular Spider-Man Treasury Edition cover, which I don't have here. Which is going to be she and all the characters for our crossover edition, which launches next month. And then Jeff, once I'm done with that cover, I'll literally be scanning artwork. For issues that we don't have the files for anymore, from Mindy to remaster, and working on the next She book.
It is going to be. That's going to be the omnibus is going to be fun. And She is going to be fun, and the next She project, and I think it's going to be very, very cool. And we were talking about something the other day that I think will have some really great potential.
Yes,
and so end of 26, all of 27, going to be some amazing stuff.
It's going to be incredible. I can't wait. So, all right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Again, please, J.C. Vaughn, Gary Cohn, Brian Blevins, I'm sure you had some connection problems. Thank you guys for joining me. Gary, I know that you're a very busy man, and really appreciate you popping in with us. But, guys, we are so close in like 50-something hours to unlocking a $20,000 stretch goal. So please share it on your social medias, and if you can, back it. You're going to love the lenticular edition. There's only 99 of them going to be made. So please, guys, check it out.
And also, seriously, as much as that's cool, and you guys have heard me ad nauseum on this, the hardcover is a thing of beauty. It is oversized like the regular omnibuy from Marvel or DC, and it is a powerful presentation of Gary's story and the incredible artwork that he and Billy got to go with it back in the day from people like George Perez and Terry Moore and David Mack and Dan Jurgens and Jim Lee and Joe Quesada, and it rocks. So seriously, you can't go wrong with either one. And listen, we've all been there. If it's not the right time, you can still help out by sharing this around.
100%.
Did we ever tell you the story of how we did not get Dave Stevens?
No.
I don't think we've ever relayed that story.
We'll save that story for another time.
All right, maybe how about next week? Let's talk about the artists we didn't get.
Well,
Brian Stelfreeze was too busy. Like he couldn't do a piece because I got the Gaijin Studios guys to.
But we sent him such a good bribe. We'll tell you the story.
I know we sure did. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Again, thank you for backing Shi Senryaku. I'm going to be going on the Jack show later on this evening with Cecil and Anna, so I can't wait for that. And you guys have a great night. Guys, JC, Gary, you have a wonderful weekend. Okay, boys?
What a pleasure to see you both twice in 1 week.
Yeah, let's start doing this just to chill out and just start talking some cool comic, like stories and rumors and things like that from comics history from our, I don't know, what do we have, 60, how many years are you in comics, Gary? 40? 100 years of experience.
First sale was 1979.
1979, the year that Aliens came out.
The year I moved to Texas.
And the year Jeff moved to Texas, and the year that
Rosina moved to the U.S.
Rosina moved to the U.S. and the Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series.
Over.
There we go.
The Baltimore Orioles.
Over the Baltimore Orioles. So, yep. All right, guys, have a great night. Gary, good to see you, my friend. Everyone, tally ho. Big news coming, rand news coming next week. Talk to you guys later.
Good night.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.